My name is Leonard, and today I'm going to present to you the study on education and financial assets among older Hispanic adults. Um, this Hispanic adults will be going to be over who are 65 and older. Um, yeah. First things first, this is my research question, my theory, and my hypothesis. So for the research question, I asked, is higher educational attainment associated with greater household wealth and home ownership among Hispanic adults 65 and older in the United States? So basically, my theory on this one is that I theorize that higher education level increases higher chance of earning more income and wealth. This can also lead to greater success and more assets throughout the life. So, based on my theory, I have two predictions. First, the prediction is that Hispanic adults who are 65 and older will have a great household wealth with a higher education level. So for my second one, I wrote Hispanic adults who are 65 and older will likely to own a home with a higher education level than those with lower education. So for this slide, we have a clear image of the participants and variables for this research. As I mentioned a few moments ago, these participants are the older Hispanics who are 65 and older. Uh, um, there were about 1,257 elderly people who participate in this research. Mainly, the average age of 72 years, and there were that were part of this research. Here, and mostly made of 59% are females who were involved in the project. So when you look at the bar chart report, there is about 46% obtained with the um, adults who have a high school degree, and about 1 out of 10 participants had a college degree or higher. Now, the average vote was about 241,470. This number was measured to allow us to basically figure out who was able to own a home. So for this slides, this basically shows the reporting of the correlation coefficient and the p-value for all variables in the dataset. So education is basically positively and statistically significant correlated with both wealth and home ownership, meaning that higher levels of education tends to be associated with greater wealth and higher likelihood of owning a home. So additionally, the correlation between education and age is statistically significant and negative. This suggests that age increases, education levels tend to decrease. So for this slide, the fifth slide is the linear regression. You can see the results of linear regression that predicts that the household will in an organized way. So basically, in the first model, it is statistically significant because there will be an increase in how the participants who have a higher education can lead to earning more higher income, thus able to afford a home. So for the model 2 right here, the relationship between the education and the outcome variable is basically statistically significant because after controlling it for gender and age, the relationship is basically positive because the higher education group has a greater chance of household wealth, especially towards with participants of all ages and gender. Um, in Model 3, the relationship between education and household wealth is curvilinear. This gives the result of an increased wealth and buying a home with a higher education level. So for this sixth slide, we can see the results for the three models. In Model 1, the odds for ratio for education is 1.30. This is statistically significant. The results suggest that levels increases in education are mostly associated with higher 30% higher odds of owning a home among the older Hispanic, For the second model, it's basically 1.31. This gives a statistically significant because the control for both age and gender. So education would increase the odds of owning a home. So for the final one, model 3, the coefficient for education times female is about 1.33. This is statistically significant because suggests that relationship between education and home would differ by gender. Higher education can increase the probability of women and able to afford more homes. So this is my last slide. So basically, is my result, my limitations, and conclusion. So for my results, I put yes, the first hypothesis was supported by the linear regression result in model 1 and 2. Both models of education gives a significant prediction because higher education can be associated with greater wealth. The second hypothesis was also supported by the logistic regression results in model 1 and 2 because education can give a significant increase the odds of ownership for both models. For strength and limits, for strengths I put largely nationally represented sample focus on understanding and population. Limitations basically like I added data were self-reported, outlier will values may skew results, and potentially relevant depending on the person. So yeah, in conclusion, both my first and second prediction were right. Both models can give a significant because of a higher education can be associated with greater wealth. This also goes for the second one. But when it comes to limitations, there's like potential control variables could be impact the status. Um, for instance, if both parties are married and have a higher education level, there are major chance to increase the influence of household wealth. Overall, my research gives a clear perspective on how higher education can lead to potentially greater wealth and owning a home among the older Hispanic adults, especially towards women who can also have increased chance of greater wealth and a great home. So basically promoting educational access and support can lead to more Hispanic communities able to get greater wealth and homes, especially to the elderly who are over 65 and older. Thank you.